Gym time. So I definitely got a tan from earlier's walk. Look at that. You can see where the tank top was. So I got pretty crazy tan line from that. All right. So pre-workout, it's a bagel. This is a French toast kind. So it looks plain, but it's kind of got like a maple syrup taste to it. This is what I'm going to snack on my way to the gym. If you're watching this and you see the bagel and you laugh, don't knock it until you try it. The bagel is OP. So today is chest, shoulders day. I'll pull up my log book and see exactly what we did last time. Only thing different is we're going to either try to beat the reps or the weight. Easy way for me to determine that is if I'm doing more than 5 or 8 reps, I know I can go up in weight. And here's the thing. You can go up even if it's 5, 10 pounds. You just put 2 plates of 5 pounds. Any kind of progressive overload is better than just doing the same weight every time. So don't be afraid to just even add a small amount. As long as you're moving in that direction over time, you will build strength. And if you're building strength, you're definitely building muscle. I know Sam Sulik does a lot of videos that are unedited. It's just him going to the gym every day. It's actually kind of impressive how consistent he is as far as posting. I've been consistent as far as going to the gym, but actually recording it and then editing it and then posting, we'll see. We'll see. I think that the trick is keeping all the raw moments and just post it. Don't even care. If you're sitting there going too much editing or if it's too much scripted, I would assume you can tell, right? You can tell when someone's reading something versus someone just being themselves. The more I do it, I think the easier it'll be. And that impulse of wanting everything to be perfect, I'll finally kind of let that go. I grew up doing art and really obsessing on small details, especially when you're trying to do realistic drawings that are identical to photographs. So part of my brain is wired to be perfectionist. But for this, I kind of need to just let that go and just be more authentic and true to myself. I do believe people will be able to sense that, especially if you're consistent with it, right? So you're consistently being authentic over time, you'll get the sense of like, you know, that person because you've spent so much time with them watching their journey and their, I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. All right, so we're about to do cable flies. Last time I did Last time I did 50 and then 70. So we're going to start with a warm up and then move into it. All right, so this will be a warm up set. All right, it's a warm up set. So we're gonna move up to 80. Let's see how this feels. All right. Cool thing about this is the stretch. All right. So slight bend in the elbow. Uh, Whew. It was a good set. 2 sets would be good move up. All right. Oh yeah, that was just right. All right, we're gonna do one warm up. You got it. All right, so with this, I want to keep my elbows in, not flare them out. All right. All right, so last time I did 100 for 5. So I'm gonna try 110. See how it feels. Hey, Jacoby, I'm gonna need you to spot me. You don't want to do it to failure. Here we go. Ooh. All right. Yep. I'm gonna do some negatives. Let me control some negatives. Okay. Oh. All right. One more negative. All right. Okay. So I could only do 1 rep. All right. So I did basically 1 rep of the 110. So now we're just going down to 90. I'm gonna do that to failure. I was able to do a couple of negatives. All right. Oh, I need to move this up. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna need help on these. All right, 2 negatives at least. All right, one more negative. Okay, turn it. Oof. Oh, Dunzo. Last week I did 205 for 10, so I want to beat that today. Get the seat right. Here we go. I only did 4 last time, which sucked. Last week I did 10, so I might have needed to do the whole bagel instead of half. My energy is definitely feeling it today. Here we go. Let's make it count. My toes cramping. Ooh. All right. I've been doing the cables, but that's being taken up at the time, so we're going to use the pec deck for the flies. So there's 2 ways you could do this. You can do it 2 arm, 1 arm. I'm going to do 1 arm. I like the stretch. So the way you do these is you sit sideways, feel it go across. I might change the view so you can see a little bit better. You see it stretching, right? Probably could go a little bit heavier. So we'll just count this as a warm up. Oh yeah. Well, looks like my right arm's weaker, so I might stick with this weight. Oh, getting close. Oh, let's do the left side. That's crazy. My left side's way stronger. Okay, there made it a little bit more difficult. Gonna go up to 80. So I noticed I didn't really get to failure until 10, which lets me know I can go a little bit heavier. Right arm's a little bit weaker on this movement, so I'm gonna do it first. Wherever I hit failure on that, I'm gonna match it with my left arm. All right. Oh yeah. Great. Thanks. Surprised still was able to do 10, which means I could have went even heavier. All right. We'll have to remember that next time we do this movement. All right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So right from here to here is where I'm feeling the most tension. Once I get here, it's not so much. So at first, he wanted to do this. I was like, after doing the incline, wasn't feeling it, especially after the shoulder press, wasn't feeling it. But after we done lateral raise, rear delts, I feel like I've hit a second win. This is going to be the last thing on the workout. So we're going to finish strong, but definitely can feel it because I only had half a bagel. I think if I had a full bagel, uh, I definitely would have done better in the workout. I'm going to be honest. That one potato and half a bagel probably wasn't enough to fuel this workout. At the same time, though, we're still trying to lift heavy and maintain muscle as we're in a deficit. Almost looks like some rain clouds that way. Was it? Weird because the forecast said sunny for a long time for this weekend and the rest of the week, but we'll probably still get some scattered showers. Alrighty. Oh, whew. Workout's complete. My shoulders feel like they're going to fall off. All right. Let's see what we're working with. That light, we need to have it focus auto. Yep. Shoulders looking nice. I hate how the phone's doing that. I wonder if I can turn this down and set it. It's probably going to move it around again. But all right, you see rear delt getting developed. Also, upper chest. So just doing that incline press on the Smith has really helped me with my upper chest. You can see it's finally getting developed. Starting to look like freaking character from Dragon Ball Z and Goku. All right. So all right. Yep. Working on like shoulder shoulders. So this is me with a pump. All right. Workout complete. Now we finally get to eat. I have zero energy. Anything else would not be good. I'd be deplete myself. It's time to go and restore all the energy I just burned. Workout complete. Woo. It was pretty tough, I'm gonna be honest. If I had to make any adjustments, we ain't doing no half bagel on a workout like that. We gotta do a whole bagel, and what we could do is adjust our calories afterwards. But that half a bagel and just one sweet potato was not enough carbs for that workout. So last week I did 205 shoulder press for 10. Today I did it for 5. So energy levels were lower. Also, though, I looked at it last time I did incline and then we did shoulder press. We did not do those heavy flies first. We did it later in the workout. So by the time we did the heavy flies and the incline, I just did not have the energy for that shoulder press. So you either do the shoulder press earlier, or what I'd have to do is eat more carbs. But this is a perfect example, though, of trust in your body and how you feel. You can adjust the diet. So just because I say to do this doesn't mean you can't change things, because at the end of the day, it's got to be optimal. So if I'm eating that kind of food and I don't have the energy, obviously I need to intake more food. Also, another thing to note, usually I don't have that many steps in the day either. So the fact that I walked so much already, yeah, so right now I'm at 12,489 steps. Normally that's happening after the workout when I've done all this. So I've already expended a lot more energy than normal. So definitely feeling it. Whew. First thing we're going to do is replenish ourselves. I'm going to make a smoothie, but also I'm going to do a bottle of water with the creatine that I like to use. Could I put it in the smoothie? Yes, but it's like fruit punch, and that with the whey protein I got right now, which is like chocolate, it wouldn't taste good. So what I'm gonna do is I'll have the creatine with water and smoothie. For the smoothie, I'm thinking 1 scoop of whey protein, some Greek yogurt, some frozen bananas. Should be good. Today's been a good day so far. Recorded a lot of content. How much I'm going to use, who knows? But today's been a good day, very productive. I'm feeling pretty good about it. So, arm is looking crazy right now. That's the pump. Trust me, it don't last. I wish my arms looked like they do from a pump all the time, but no, no. Uh, Probably by the time I get home, pump will be gone. It'll be sad. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube fitness people, and it's funny because pretty much every guy that's in shape gets accused of being on steroids, and some of the comments crack me up. So one of the comments was uh, basically making fun of someone that was on steroids, but everyone thought they were natural. So it's like the opposite. Instead of like the best compliment would be being natty, and everyone thinks you're on steroids because you look so good natty. They think you're enhanced. But the flip side of that would be being on steroids and everyone thinking you're natural. So it's like, dude, you cheated and everyone thinks you're just basic. Uh, but that does open up the conversation of you do have some people that are just genetic freaks, and then you also have just good diet, right? Because if you're just consistently doing the right things, you will get pretty good results. I attribute most of mine from years and years and years of just never letting myself go. I see people I went to high school with, and they look 10 years older than me. And a lot of it is because they just haven't taken care of their body. They drink a lot, they don't eat right. It's really aged them by not taking care of themselves. Whereas because I've been consistently active physically, I've kind of kept my body at a level that, you know, basically it's kept me young because I've taken care of myself. Whereas I see some people, man, they look rough, rough. They look like they've been through hell. They look like they've been through stress. And what's sad is, yeah, I go through stress too. But I guess because the gym is my outlet, it's different, you know? So yeah, today was chest and shoulder day and a nice shoulder pump. If I could go back and do anything differently from when I started lifting, it definitely would have been doing shoulder workouts sooner. I really haven't gotten big into shoulders until maybe the last 2 or 3 years. So a lot of my shoulder development is pretty recent. I just didn't dedicate much to it. I remember going to the gym and seeing a guy have really developed rear delts and then looking in the mirror and looking at my arm and seeing I didn't have any rear delt development. And so now I've pretty much made it a priority to every time I do shoulders or if I do back to incorporate something for rear delts.